Hey guys, Kinsey here, and I am back with some more pickups. So this is going to include Christmas, new games I bought, thrift stores, and I went to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo swap meet, so it'll also include some pickups from there. So let's take a look. So to start with, oh, and there's actually kind of a lot of stuff, so I'll try to like not hurry past things, but also hurry past things at the same. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It'll be great. All right, so first off is new games that I've picked up. And I did pick up some limited run games, and I'm actually pretty excited about it because I got Oddworld Stranger's Wrath HD on the Vita, and playing this game in HD is going to be awesome, and I can't wait to try it. I haven't tried it yet, obviously, it's still in its, like, wrapper. But what I love about this is that it came with a map, and I don't know, games don't really do that anymore. So it's awesome. I'm a little bit disappointed the map doesn't fit in the Vita case because that's kind of like a little bit annoying, but I'm really happy that they included it to begin with. All right, and then I also got Firewatch, and I've heard such good things about this game, and I hadn't even played it yet, partly because it was, you know, download only, and like I usually don't play games that are download only, but I know, I really, really should. But, so I got this as soon as I heard, basically, right when it went on sale, because I heard about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I really need to play that. And I've already played it and beaten it, and it was kind of this, like, kind of really awesome, a little bit thrilling, like, experience. It was really fun to play. I played it all in one city, and I never felt bored or lost or anything. The story progresses really well. It is one of those, like, what people call walking simulators. But I do think that it adds a little bit more to it in a way. But if you've played it, you know what I'm talking about. And I know the ending's controversial and whatnot, but whatever. I thought it was fine. And I loved this game. So I highly recommend it, even if you have to download it. Sorry, my cat's a little on the jangly side, so yeah, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. If you hear it, no big deal. And next up, I did buy Shantae, the Half Genie Hero. So this is the Risky Beats edition with the soundtrack. So I'm excited about this game. Haven't played a Shantae game in a really long time. So I'm really excited that, like, this game even exists. I know Limited Run Games did a couple prints of it as well. This one is unfortunately not the Limited Run Games one, but nonetheless, still happy I have it. Alright, next it's going to be stuff I got for Christmas. Alright. So first up is Yoshi's Woolly World with the amiibo. It's so cute. And I've actually played a lot of this game already. And it's so colorful, and the level design is really, really smart and cute and quirky. And I've been playing it co-op. It's so much fun. I loved Yoshi's Story when I was younger. And I know, like, a lot of people say, oh, well, it's easy. I'm like, well, sometimes, you know, I want a game that's kind of easy. And I kind of feel that way with this one, too. Some of the puzzles are pretty, like, intriguing and cool. So, really, really, really enjoying this so far. It's just so adorable. I can't help it. All right, and next, I got, oh, God, you guys, I'm so excited about this. But I got a Pokemon Snap Station keychain, and this is so cool. Even though it's not the rest of the station. But you know what? This is the best gift. This is awesome. What would I do with the Snap Station? But if you don't know, the Pokemon Snap Stations were at Blockbuster Videos, and so you could take your 64 Pokemon Snap and print out some of your pictures, which was awesome. And I just remember it was like this whole other level of video games that I was like, this is amazing. I gotta get the best pictures of everything. But this, there was one keychain per, like, Snap Station kiosk. So basically, I think it was like where the key went for the employees, but there was one of these per station, and there's really not that many stations left out there. So this, I mean, in a way, it's just as rare as the station, but it's so much smaller and easier to whatever, so it may not be as rare, but it's still awesome. And this is such like a little cute pride and joy to go with my 64 collection. All right, and then I also got Child of Light on the Vita. Also very excited about this because I haven't played it yet and I've heard nothing but great things. So excited to check this one out as too, and always happy to expand my Vita library because, as you know, I got into it pretty late in the system's life, so expanding it now, it's looking great. I absolutely love my beta. And I got a couple of PS4 games. So first off, I got Deponia, and this is kind of like a cool, I don't really know that much about it, but it's like a cool like adventure game where you're like trying to win the heart of the girl of your dreams. On the back, it says like, welcome to a world of trash. Yay! And it definitely describes itself as a mind-blowing adventure, so we'll see how mind-blowing it is, but I'm really excited that a lot of like, not that this is like an indie title because it's THQ, but I'm really excited that a lot of like smaller titles are now getting physical releases, which is really cool. And then I got Skyrim Remastered. And I think I've already talked about getting the remaster, but it's pretty cute. My dad got it for me for Christmas, but he got me the like Peggy version. So it's like the PAL version if PAL was still like a big thing, but it's the Euro version. So I mean, it's region free on Blu-ray. I can still play it. I can't get the DLC though, so I think I'm gonna stick to the regular version, but I just thought it was kind of adorable. I was like, Dad, how did you end up? But whatever. Thank you so much for buying me Skyrim because that's great. But it was just kind of a cute little thing that I don't know how he did it, but he probably just ordered it through Amazon or eBay or something like that and got sent the Euro one. Nonetheless, it was kind of adorable. And then lastly, for Christmas, I got Fragile Dreams on the Wii. This is a game that I have been looking for forever, but I didn't want to pay like online prices for it because this game is kind of skyrocketing. So really, 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 really excited that I got it for Christmas. One of the like sort of harder to find Wii titles, so I can't wait to try it. It's a very like you use the Wii remote as a flashlight where you're exploring this world, and it's gonna be amazing. I cannot wait to try it. All right, and next up is going to be thrift store stuff. So my thrift store finds. Oh no! I have a beer next. All right, so to go with my Christmas presents, I have the seasonal release of Ninkasi's Sleigh'r. And this is their seasonal winter ale that they always have. So it's pretty good. Ninkasi Brewing is Oregon. Yeah, it's in Eugene. And this is 7.2% alcohol, 60 IBUs. IBUs are the International Bitterness Unit. So a lot of, if you think of an IPA, normally they're higher on the IBUs than like, a porter or something, which it's more malty than bitter. So let's give it a try. It smells like a mix between a porter and like a winter. Has a little bit of that spiciness, but more on the malty, dark side. And this is kind of a staple beer, pretty much in the wintertime. If a place in Seattle or Oregon has a lot of beers on tap, they pretty much always will have Sleigh'r. And it's a really good staple winter ale. I think it's not like amazing, but I don't know. I like it. It's highly drinkable, full-bodied, a little bit of that winter ale spice, and a lot of that like maltiness that I love. Yeah, it's just very like a solid winter ale. And it's called Sleigh'r. So, it's awesome. All right, so now is gonna be thrift store finds. I'm gonna start with, I went to this thing in Seattle called the Punk Rock Flea Market. And it's exactly what it sounds like. So I got a couple things there, and all for like dirt cheap because, I mean, it's a punk rock flea market. This isn't like, it's not a games swap meet. It's not a video game thing. It's just some people there happen to have video games. So I got another Fallout bobblehead because like I saw this at this girl's booth and I almost didn't ask how much it was because I don't really need one, but I did anyways. And she was like, meh, it's $1. And I was like, oh, all right, deal. I'll take it. I'll take it for $1. So I got another one of these guys. And then there's this one booth that was pretty much 100% Kiss merchandise. It was kind of amazing. There was like the little pinball machines and like skateboard and shot glasses and VHSs galore. There's everything. But they did have Kiss Psycho Circus, which I've heard is kind of like a gem of the Kiss games. Not that there's a lot of them, but I hadn't really ever seen it. I think I paid $5 for it. So might as well add it to my Dreamcast collection, which is not that big. So why not? And it was super cheap. $5, picked it up. All right, and then I also got at the punk rock flea market a copy of Warhawk. I'm kind of a sucker for the long box games just because they're awesome and they're like not standard, you know? And I didn't have Warhawk. And I think this was like $3 or less. I thought it was weird because there's a Goodwill sticker on here that says $5.99 and I paid less than $5.99 for this. I got it at the same booth that had the bobblehead. So I think I gave her like, you know, $3 or something like that. And I was like, oh, sweet. All right, and now thrift stores. So when I went to Oregon for the PRGE swap meet, and I decided to go to thrift stores while I was there because of course I would. So at those thrift stores, I found the clear PlayStation 1 controller because I'm a sucker for controller variants and I don't have this one. And not that these are worth like a lot or anything. And I think I actually paid a little bit too much for it. I think it was $4 or $5, which usually, I know that doesn't sound like much, but usually I'd be like, I don't really need that. It's at a thrift store. So like, you know, 3 or under is kind of better. But I didn't have it and now I do. So I have so many controllers. I should just do a video on my controller collection because it's like out of this world. And then I also got at Goodwill, I got Star Wars Jedi Starfighter because who doesn't need more Star Wars games? And I didn't have this one, so perfect. At a thrift store prices, I will definitely pick it up. Same with, I got Rayman Arena. I also didn't have that. I like Rayman. This one, I don't know if it's very good because I've never played it, but I do really like Rayman, and I have been on the search for more multiplayer games. I've kind of realized in my collection when I have like friends over and stuff, people are like, hey, let's play a game. You have lots of games. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, well, I have a lot of one-player games because I like RPGs and I like adventure games and things like that. So I've been trying really hard to expand my horizons a little bit and pick up some more multiplayer games. So I grabbed this guy. And it was at the thrift store and it was super cheap. So yes. And then same with Moto GP3. I'm not really sure why I picked this up, but it was thrift store prices and I don't have it, so ta-da! I also got some guides at the thrift stores, and I got Star Wars Shadows of the Empire game secrets. I need all the secrets to defeat the Empire. So I got that, and then I also found RPG Maker 2, and this was like dirt cheap. I was surprised. So I was super excited to find this. I have the game, no guide, remedied. All right, and now I'm gonna do another beer, and this is a Seattle brewery, and it's one of my favorite seasonals, so I figured, why not? Now's the time. So that is Elysian's Split Shot Espresso Milk Stout, and they call it Split Shot because it's kind of like part espresso stout and part milk stout, and it's so smooth and so delicious and so amazing, and I had to include it. Because for my pickups videos, I kind of like doing seasonals. I just think they're fun and they're limited release, and I mean, these are my like quote unquote January pickups, so yeah, hell yeah. So it smells like an espresso stout, but like kind of on the creamier side, if that makes sense. Like it's not like a harsh coffee smell, I guess I should say. It's a little bit more mild. This beer is so smooth and so wonderful. It still has like a lot of body to it, so it's still like, you know, has that wonderful stout, milk stout, espresso stout taste that's so good, but it's smooth. It's so good. I mean, I don't even know what else to say about it besides this beer is awesome. And now I know they kind of got bought out by Anheuser-Busch, but from what I hear, that is going to be just for distribution, which is great for my viewers who are across the country, because then, you know what? You might be able to find this beer now, and that's awesome. So next, I'm going to talk about my pickups from the Portland Retro Gaming Swap Meet. And that was a ton of fun. I didn't get to look around as much as I wanted to, but that's okay. It happens almost every expo. This is like a one-day thing, but I was working at the Another Castle booth, so in the morning, you know, when everyone's like trying to get the best deals first, I was setting up the booth and working at it because everyone's trying to get the best deals first, so thus they're shopping at the booth I'm at. So I didn't really get to shop till later, which is actually kind of okay with me at expos, unless I'm looking for that like one game that other people are probably also looking for. If you wait till later in the day, or if it's like a 2 or 3 day expo, wait until like Sunday, people aren't gonna want to take home everything that they brought with them, so they're more likely to give like deals later in the day than they are earlier. So, pro tip. So first off, I got the Banjo Kazooie guide, which actually a local collector friend of mine, I was like, oh, what are you asking for the Banjo Kazooie guide? And he was like, you can just have it. And I was like, oh my god, yes! Yes, yes, yes! So, it was pretty awesome. It's good to have friends who also have booths sometimes. So, really excited. Banjo Kazooie is one of my favorite N64 games, and I was really surprised I didn't have the guide for it. So, I mean, I was already willing to pay for it, so the fact that I didn't have to is even better. Awesome to have this in my collection, finally. Alright, and the next one is kind of a impulse buy nostalgia purchase. And I think I've actually talked about this game before on my channel, but it's Super Solver's Midnight Rescue. And it's on the computer. It's a Learning Company game. This is the IBM game. And I was so excited to see this game. This game I played so much of, you know, when I'm like 5 or whatever, and just loved the Learning Company because it was the best. And this was so cheap. There's this guy who had all these big box PC games, and I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who picked up this game because I was like, what, Midnight Rescue? And then he was like, if you buy that, you can have this one free. And I was like, oh, so apparently I'm the first one to touch these Super Solver games, huh? And he was like, yes, please take them. So, I mean, I paid $5 and got both, which is a pretty good deal. I know it was just like a nostalgic, like, insta purchase when I saw it, because I was just like, I played that game when I was little, I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it. And I bought it. And I still haven't regretted it, like, what, a week later. So, yes, I'd consider that a win. And I'm pretty sure we all have games that we played as kids that, like, people may not think of as the best game, or, like, they're like, oh my god, that's... Because sometimes that's the only game that we had. Because, I mean, I didn't get every game I wanted. I kind of was stuck with, like, you know, a couple titles per system. And on the PC, I didn't have a ton of games either. So, I mean, there's a lot of games I look back on with such fond memories, but they're not necessarily, like, classics. But, so happy I got it. Alright, and next up... Well, I just got this, like, little thing for free, too. I got this cute Roku Keychain thing. You probably can't see it, so it's probably showing a close-up right now. But it's just cute. I asked how much it was, and they're like, nah, take it. So, apparently I was way more excited for it than they ever were. And then I also got these cute Banjo Kazooie rental cases. And this was kind of the same deal where I was like, how much are those? And I was really excited. Because it's just, I love, like, quirky, dumb, collectible things, and Banjo Kazooie is one of my favorite 64 games, so I was already interested, and they're like, well, how about 2 for $5? And I was like, alright, sweet, sweet. So I don't really need to, but it doesn't really matter when he had $6 on one, so it's still a pretty good deal. And I just, yeah, like I said, I love these, like, weird, quirky, collectible things. They're great. And then I also I got Puzzle Bobble 2 on the PS1 because it was super cheap, and Puzzle Bobble or Bust-A-Move is one of my favorite puzzle series, so I kind of like to have every version of it, and I actually have a decent amount of them already, and I don't think I had this one, so, you know, with a super cheap price tag, and this says $5, but I bought a couple things at his booth, so he took the price down a little bit for me because I bought so many things, so which is awesome. Alright, and next, it's kind of weird, but I was, like, probably drinking a couple nights before the expo, and I was like, you know what I really, really like? I like that when you line up all the Activision Atari 2600 games, it makes this sweet 70s rainbow, and I love it. I want that. And so I decided, you know what? I'm gonna do that. So, I bought, like, this is one stack. I bought way too many of these, and I paid under $1 for all of them. So, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get my Activision Atari collection, and it's gonna be beautiful 70s rainbow, and I'm gonna love it forever, and it's gonna be fantastic. And on that note, because I was like, you know, so excited to buy all these, I also found the Activision collection on PS1, so I don't have to hook up my Atari and like every time I want to play these games, and this is probably a little bit better way to play it. I know a lot of people love their Atari, they love the Atari Controller, but this might just be a little bit better for me. And it's awesome and so accessible. So I had to get it when I saw it. I was like, this just goes with the theme of what I'm doing, and it's great. And then my next things aren't really games, but that's okay. If you watch Metal Jesus Rocks, you know that I collect horror movies, VHSs for the most part. And so I found some full moon videos there, which this company makes a lot of like, they're like Puppet Master, and they make a whole bunch of like kind of like B, C, D, E, F, G horror movies. But they had Transfers 4 and 5, super cheap, and I bought other games at the same booth. So they gave me like a really good deal on these. So got some more full moon video for my horror movie collection. So excited about that. And then the last pickup I got, so this one, I was actually like walking to the water cooler because I wanted to fill up my water bottle. And I walked by this booth that just had this kid at it. And he was like maybe 10. And there's this like sign on the floor that was just like, stuff on the floor is free. And I picked this up and I was like, so this is free? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, sweet. I just came over here to get water. This is great. So I also got this sweet plug and play. And it says it has Super Pac-Man, Pac-Man Plus, and Pac and Pal. So, I mean, really, probably all I'm ever gonna play on this is Pac-Man. And it's disappointing doesn't have Ms. Pac-Man, because Ms. Pac-Man is my favorite kind of Pac-Man iteration. But it does say 1 arcade legend and 3 unforgettable sequels. But I mean, I don't know. Super Pac-Man, Pac Plus, and Pac and Pal. Whatever. So, I don't know. I mean, free's a really good price. So I picked it up. And all I was doing was walking to get water. So, win. Alright, and while I was in Portland, I also decided to go visit some breweries because of course I would. I went to a couple. I went to like their new nonprofit brewery, and that one was pretty good. But I also went to Great Notion Brewing from a tip from one of my friends who lives in Portland, and I decided, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go there instead of this other one that I looked up online that I hadn't been to. And boy, am I excited I went to this one. So this brewery, it was so good. They kind of specialize in sours. So there was a couple that were really good that I couldn't get to go, unfortunately. They had a blueberry muffin, which was like a blueberry sour ale. And it's, oh God, it smelled like fucking blueberry muffins. It was like, right when he brought my sampler out, I was just like, oh my God, this is the best. And they had so many awesome things. Unfortunately, not very many of them were available to go. But what I did bring home this is their Pure Guava. It's a Guava IPA, 7% alcohol. This is obviously their very generic can. I don't think they're a very big brewery, so I couldn't really get like a 6-pack or something to go like that. So this is all you get. But let's take a try. And it smells so citrusy. It smells like juice. Like tropical juice is what it smells like. And guavas, I should add, are like my favorite fruit. I once went to a guava plantation in Hawaii. I ate myself so sick of guavas. I was like, no, but they're so good. Oh, don't do that. You get really sick when you eat a lot of guavas. Anyways, beer. This is also really good. And it's funny because this beer is awesome. This might have been my least favorite one in my sampler, but damn. It's still so good. Least favorite does not mean it was not good in any way, shape, or form. It's so... I mean, like a weird, like, beergasm over here. Don't mind me. It has, like, the bitterness of an IPA a little bit. And then it also has that tinge of like a citrusy sour, which I really like sour beers. And when done right, because I've had a couple sour beers that just taste like the after barf. It's not a good taste. But This is really good. It's kind of like it's not a sour, so I don't want to say that, but it's a tangy IPA. It's just phenomenal. So if you're ever in Portland, check out Great Notion Brewing. It's this little brewery in I think it's the Alberta neighborhood, but it's so worth it. Their stuff is so good. All right, so those are my January pickups. We did some Christmas and some swap meet and some thrift stores, so it was kind of a lot of stuff. Sorry if I went through it kind of fast, but yeah, it's a lot of stuff. So thank you so much for watching. You can find me on the internet at KinsZilla, KinsZilla, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And thank you for watching, and thanks for subscribing.